favor. This is one more, please. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Otra, por favor. This episode would have been the first one of the year, but we just had to talk about Venezuela with our friends Gustavo and Alex. So this is the second episode of the year, but I feel like this is gonna be more of a very fun conversation.
Do we still have to say Happy New Year, or we're past that?
I think you say New Year, New Me.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
Save me.
Save you. So, we've been fortunate to get to know people in like, say, in person, but also seeing their work. And also just, like, sometimes you envision someone you would like to have on Otra, and then it comes out to life, and you're like, hell yeah.
Thanks for the kind words.
You're welcome, my man. Last year during South by, during the Future of Stars, the Rolling Stone, there's a DJ that was killing it with a set. And that's a Thursday or Friday?
Got you dancing?
A little bit. I had to move my hips, so I was, not stiffen up.
Work Richie or drunk Richie?
Both. Both. Now, I was
started working, ended up enjoying the set too much.
Oh, yeah. Indeed, I did. And for me today is sort of a bucket list that we have in Otra. In the studio, we have Sara Riobamba. How are you today, Sara?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me. I know we've been trying to make this happen for a minute, so I'm very grateful for the invitation and to be here with y'all.
You only had to move to Austin
to
make it happen.
Yeah, basically she moved just because of this recording. No, in reality, she moved for something greater and something bigger. Well, Sara, would you like us to refer to you as Sara or Riobamba?
Wow, I have to give that some thought. I think we could do it Rio. That's right in the middle.
Rio? Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Easy.
We'll see at the end of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
if we become friends.
I think we will.
I have faith.
Oh, yeah. So, Rio, she is a sound artist, originally from the Northeast, and also he is currently doing a doctorate in music at UT. Also has done several featurings with brands such as Complex, Remezcla, and you have, I think, one or two boiler rooms. Two boiler rooms.
Yeah.
And I've seen them. And also you're a death doula, which is something interesting that I would like to explore as well. So yeah, it was for us is having someone like you with I mean, for me, like, you're creative, but you're also still going to school and getting your education. So I'm pretty sure if you're like in a level right now, you're gonna take it to the next level once you're done with your program.
Thank you.
But I want to first start with saying thanks to everybody that listens to Otra por favor and engages with us. For us, it's a blessing whenever you guys watch our show or episodes and comment, send a like,
buy our merch.
Buy the merch. It's still available. We restocked. Oh yeah, it's great, and yeah. So before anything, and Rigo, do you want to add anything?
No, I'm just listening.
Perfect.
I'm just back. I don't have anything to say.
Rigo is a meticulous talker. Whenever he talks, it's like he goes at it.
We'll see.
Sometimes. So I first want to ask you, Rio, is if you can tell us where you're originally from and how did your childhood shape the person you are today?
Yeah. So I grew up in Western Massachusetts in the area of a city called Springfield. It's a small city. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it as like a tourist destination, but culturally that's where I grew up, in the Ecuadorian and Jewish immigrant communities there. And I feel like growing up in those communities in like an area that's predominantly white gave me a really precise perspective in terms of seeing how important culture is and how important music is to those spaces. So I always think about like our family parties where I was in like rental halls or, that sort of thing, family homes. And that was just like a place to feel a lot of cultural pride and connection with other people from our communities. And so that was my starting point, where like music was always in this kind of like social, political space for me. It was never a neutral thing. I was like, oh no, this is really important. And I feel really inspired to learn more about myself and the people that I love and the people that are around me through that medium. Yeah.
I think the part where you talked about in a society where you want to not just live but also be engaged.
Yeah,
that's crucial.
Yeah, it brings you somewhere deeper. It kind of is an immediate through line to being like, okay, like let's talk about your traditions or talk about your memories or your nostalgia for maybe a place that you grew up or a place that is a part of your story but you haven't lived before. So I feel like it automatically adds some depth and just like points of relating into the space.
Mm-hmm. And when would you say was your interest in music, or how did everything start music related? Was it something that you started at a young age, or it was something that just as you grew older you say, you know what, I want to be a sound artist or a musician?
Yeah, well, I was around music a lot. My dad was a drummer. Before I was born, he was a drummer for, I think it was like a country kind of band. So the music was around me in terms of like people's interests, and I listened to a lot with him. And then when I was in high school, I think that was my first experience like really participating in a music scene. So I got really into punk and like noise and ska shows in the area, because Western Mass actually has a really great history in terms of having unconventional venues. Like we used to go to shows at a place called the Flywheel that was somehow an abandoned dentist's office, and I don't know how people got access to that. But like as a 15-year-old kid going to shows there that were all ages and like meeting people from the area that had similar interests, it was just like heaven. So that was my first introduction to music scenes. And then I began DJing actually after college, so when I was about 24 or so, and I'd spent some time in the club scene. I started actually as a photographer and was just like documenting what was happening. Before that, I was a cocktail waitress and like listening to how people were DJing and just like understanding crowd work and everything. And so when I started DJing, I was like, yeah, let's do this for real now.
This is my thing.
Exactly.
No, that's I think like DJs is not. It's you get to be creative because you get to mix, you get to put transitions, and I always think of DJs as that, as people that that like guitarists, you just have the guitar, right? Or a bass player, you just have the bass. But with DJs is you can set up the mood on the venue, or you can take it higher, take it lower, hype it up or make it romantic. I think it's up to you to how the mood of the event goes or the party goes.
Yeah, totally. It's like such a art of storytelling at the end of the day. And like you're saying, like depending on what you play or the tempo of the song or the style of production or whatever, like it brings a totally different energy into the space. So if you want to hype it up, you can hype it up. But I feel like it's also part of the DJ's job to like bring people on that journey with you. So not necessarily starting at 100, but being like, how can we like gradually bring it to a space where like it's peak party time at some point?
For you, when would you say like at the, from in the 2-hour set, around when do you like, what is the peak time?
Ooh. It depends what time the set is, because I feel like there's such an art. If you're an opening DJ, it's such an art to like bring it up slowly to 50% so that when the headliner comes on, then they bring it up to 100 at like maybe after an hour or so. But I think it's like thinking of that kind of communal aspect of being like, what's my role in the party tonight? But if it's like a peak time 2-hour set or something, I feel like I'll almost start harder because it's already like the momentum is there. And then you can go a little bit like spacier out the later the night goes, because people are just tired or drunk or whatever their journey is that night. Yeah.
Or usually if you're a coconut club, you're bringing your caguamas.
Yeah. You gotta slow it down.
I know, right? No, it's funny because Rigo and I last year, we did quite a bit of partying, I think.
Yeah. Did we? I don't know.
A little bit.
A lot of shows.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of partying too.
So and then the thing is, like a lot of the DJs that we go see is because we actually, I know I'm a little bit more on the personal level, so we enjoy it more. Cause like, oh, that's my friend that's just killing it in the in the booth.
Totally.
So yeah, so shout out to everyone, Peligrosa, also Susi Puxi, Lodri. They're just amazing. You're having a bad weekend and you go to see them play at any place they're playing, and you're like, oh, I'm having a good night now.
Oh yeah, no, it's church. It's really church. Not that I grew up going to church. I was Jewish, but from what I hear,
we understand. we have a church too.
Hey, no, I grew up in church, and I feel like I feel like I have more fun whenever I'm out than in the church. So so how now going into education, right? You're doing a doctorate. You did the master's in music as well and the bachelor's, or is it something that just came new? How's that path for you in regards to education?
I think it's been a little bit unconventional. I did my undergraduate in political science, thinking that I would maybe become a lawyer. Clearly did not do that. But I did do some work for years after undergraduate in community organizing. So I do feel like that was my way of relating to like wanting to make a difference in a bigger sense, but feeling like law wasn't my path necessarily. And then during COVID, I went back to school for a master's. It was a program called Art and Public Policy. So I was thinking about like creativity and critical theory and ways to like continue doing community work just with even more support than I had before. And then the program I'm doing now is at UT Austin. It's a program called Performance as Public Practice. So there is a through line in terms of like thinking of the social aspects of performance. And I'm researching sound and death rituals. So I will be a lot like in the music department and performance department, thinking through these bigger questions. Yeah.
The fact that you were talking about just performance, right? I think for when we think of performance, we think of just someone singing, but I think there's more in depth to that. It could be the mental health aspect, even the physical aspect. Which of those do you feel like you've embraced, or what have you embraced now that is it your second semester, right? Doing the UT program.
Yeah, I can't believe it. The first semester went by so fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is something you feel like you didn't know in the past and you feel like you learned now with the program?
Wow. I mean, I feel like I'm learning so much in terms of the professional aspect of like entering university spaces, because in the past I'd just been like, I just love learning. I'm just doing this because I'm really interested in a topic and I like being in a classroom and just asking questions and learning from other people too. And now in the PhD track, it's more like you're preparing to teach or to publish writing eventually, or if that's the path that you want to do, which I think is what I'm leaning towards at this point. So it feels like there's like another level of seriousness in a way. And I'm trying to remember to bring like playfulness into that space, because that's what got me here. And I think that's what's going to get me through it too, is just remembering like these late nights at Coconut Club or things like that are like what inspires at the end of the day. Yeah.
And you said you're going to be studying death and sounds, or how did you say it?
Yeah. So
that's the specific area you're like researching, or is it part of the program?
That's for me, like specifically what I want to research. Okay. We kind of have to each bring our own proposal for like what we're interested in tackling. And so everybody in my program is super different. Like some people are researching like spirituality, more specifically spirituality. That's one part of my work. Some people are looking at like everyday performance, like how do we show up in the world based on others' expectations or our own expectations. And so for me, I wanted to look at, this is like, I think we'll talk more about the death doula work later, but from my experience in that, thinking about how important sound is in those spaces at the end of life, and what are the traditions, like especially when it comes to indigenous traditions in the region that my family comes from in Latin America, in terms of holding space with ritual and ceremony through sound to help people cross those thresholds. Yeah.
Is there like you said you're Ecuadorian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it and what was the other? It was
And Jewish.
And
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Is there something that like that music, how you grew up in that environment? Like, is that part of your sound, or is that something you like, or something you came back to now, or you want to come back to in the future?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a long process of remembering.
Okay.
Because especially where my family migrated to is like a lot of pressure to assimilate, like lose your language, lose your cultural traditions, whatever. And so this has definitely been a journey of reclaiming those things. And then when I started DJing back in the day, it was like in this community of people that were doing similar work wherever they were. So thinking about like things like cumbia or things like whatever the local cultural traditions are, and then remixing it with electronic components. So we were meeting on SoundCloud or like blogs back in the day. This is like early 2010s. And that's when I connected with Peligrosa actually, and like crews that were doing that kind of work in New York or Los Angeles, other places too. So yeah, that was all, I think, questions that we're all approaching from our own vantage points. Yeah.
And then you're taking it more to like a professional level. I think with because there's so much with music. I think there's the performance part, it's the having fun part, but also the become more formal part. And I think you've learned how to manage that, and you've learned how to understand that, hey, at the end of the day, like it is a job that you're doing. You're making people have a good time, and you're also having a good time. Mm-hmm. But you're striving to set up a standard.
Yeah, and I feel like it's so much code switching, like depending on the professional environment that I'm in, because I think it gave me a new understanding too of like how much respect should be given towards like creative arts, like DJing or that sort of organizing during parties too, and that doesn't always get the same professional recognition as like a university job or something, but it's like super, super important work. There's a ton that goes into it, and I think that's part of my journey now is like, continuing to shine light on how much those spaces deserve recognition also.
It's like you're advocating for you people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, there you go. And say with your background in law, you're able to, I mean, you can read contracts easy. You can build your writer. You can build what can help you, what can benefit you, but also what you're gonna deliver, but also what do you want in return from people to hire you? Because and I think I started to, so I grew up in church, and then there's times that they would show me the writers of artists, and at first when I was younger I was like, man, why do they have so many, like there's requests, and why do they, why are they doing this document? Can they just go play? And they were telling me the reason why is because one is when you're performing, everything has to be ready for you to perform. The sound, the stage, even the space of the size of the, not the amount of people, but the size of the stage. So you can perform, move around, and those things. When you have them in writing, now you have to fulfill it. You're committing to it. So that's what a contract does. Is you're committing to it. One, from both ways, from the person that's hosting the event, but also too from the person that's performing. And you feel like with that background, you've been able to advocate for yourself more, but also know that, hey, I for me to deliver, I need this criteria to be met.
Yeah, I mean, that's so interesting through church performances. I hadn't thought of that as a space where you have to like really deliver a ton in terms of that in terms of like you're booking touring artists, and that makes total sense. Yeah.
And I think from there, that's when I understood more about how professionalism works. Mm-hmm. Because we, like in Mexico, when we grew up, it was just like, el tío, like, hey, come, something broke or you need to build a house. Man, you just hire 2 people and you got it, and then they'll do a shitty job.
Yeah.
And then you come here and you have proposals, you have signatures, you have everything, and like, okay, there's a reason why things are in place.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's so much about managing expectations and wanting to get the best performance possible. Like if you have everything in place, and you'll get what you want more easily. But I feel like for contracts, I learned a lot through throwing my own parties and receiving contracts from artists and like fulfilling writers for other people. Because I didn't know about that before I started throwing my own parties. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay, you have to have certain terms and like the equipment lists and hospitality lists and everything. And then I think I learned even more when I was working with a collective that I'm trying to remember when it folded. It was like during COVID, I think, but called Disc Women, where it was a group of artists that were women or gender nonconforming or trans artists working in electronic music. And there were booking agents that were managing the group of artists. So they were really great in terms of being transparent and how they were building contracts. And they're also doing a step above of asking for an equity clause in contracts. So saying like, if you book one of our artists, we need to make sure that like X percentage of artists are also of those gender identifications or Black or brown artists, so that's really the work that starts to shift these lineups that were like predominantly men before. Yeah. And
You feel like that has helped the industry take a turn in a good way to, you know what, let's not just hire this one particular type of artist when there's so many more out there.
Yeah, I think it's so tangible. And it's not always like you don't see that work happening behind the scenes, but I think it's one of those gradual things where over time you're like, okay, things are shifting in the right direction.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I was also like thinking of like the education, like how education has been important for you. Like what is something like, is that something that came like from you, or is that something that was ingrained from your family? Cause I mean, a doctorate program it's an accomplishment, or, you know, Amy, or like working on that, it's an accomplishment. So was something that you said, you know what, I'm going to do it on my own, or is something that, you know, your family encouraged you to do?
I think it was a combination. I mean, I grew up, almost all of my grandparents were teachers. So, education was a big topic, like at dinner tables for sure. But I think also just from myself, my own personality, like I just love learning. Even when I'm not in school, I'm always taking different workshops or continuing to follow my interests, and whether it's music or spirituality or whatever those intersections are. And I felt like I wanted to go back to school for this kind of program just to have as much resources as possible to like really get into these questions, because I felt like I was kind of piecing things together and that was part of the journey. But now I just feel like there's like a clearer path ahead, at least for the next 5 or 6 years, to really go into this.
That's how long the program's gonna be. 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And you got 4.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Give or take.
Is that something that gives you, like, I mean, you want it, right? But it's like it gives also a purpose to the work you're doing with the music, right? Because you can, once you're playing gigs and big gigs and all that, it's like you can maybe keep that consistently, but giving it another purpose and growing even more by getting that education, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like sometimes performances, like it feels like it happens and that's it, kind of just evaporates, and that's part of the beauty of it, is like you have to be in the moment and be present to really enjoy it. And then on the other side, I was like, there's just so much that I want to write about and like archive and have that be sort of like an act of love towards the things that are happening in the community, to have it like documented in one place. And I think when I was starting to DJ through all those blogs, like people were doing that work in terms of just thinking through like different music genres, or like how does this relate to migration patterns, or how does this relate to what's happening in the news in the current moment. And so I missed that. I felt like that kind of got lost along the way a bit for me. So this is coming full circle in a way. Yeah.
I mean, just like, because sometimes whenever like having a sense of understanding what's going on around the world helps you deliver better, or helps you know, okay, I know what's going on right now, and I think this is where I can get something for the people back. And then that's pretty good because you're not just thinking of yourself, you're thinking of, you're learning how to read the room.
Yeah.
And that's a value as an artist. When you can learn how to read the room, I think, and you know how to manage, especially situations, for example, like this week, with the whole Venezuela, is like, hey, what would you do? Like, how can you, move around it? How can you drive around it? So that way, one is everybody's having a good time, but it's also like, I'm not forgetting you. I see you.
Yeah. No, that's so real. And I feel like sometimes it's like you're providing a space for people to work through that energy and like just have that sort of medicine of being in community. And then I think other times it's like, how can we gather together and do some sort of mutual aid or fundraising thing? Like, it's a lot more literal in terms of supporting people. And I think both of those things have their moments. And even coming in today, I mean, the news was fucking crazy today with all the things that happened in Minnesota. And I feel like entering the space today, I was looking forward to it because I'm like, this gives me a space to process, even if we're not speaking directly about it, just to know that, community is the medicine. And I think we're going to need that more and more the next couple of years.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. I think it's a very, like, it's right now, whenever there's so much information, I think having conversations helps on navigating the situations.
100%.
But now going into energies and going into being a death doula, how did that started, and what does it entail? So, cause that's something that I got to just read about it for a bit, but I want to just understand more. What is it about, and how can people benefit from that practice?
Yeah, well, I think it's something that has existed in so many cultures for like thousands of years. This word has become more popular, I think, especially since COVID. It's grown a lot just because of the level of care that was needed during that time. And death doula is like the overarching thing is we provide emotional support, logistical support, all different kinds of support that you need in terms of the end of life. And sometimes that's for the person who's actually dying. Sometimes it's for their bigger community or loved ones. And so that could be things like end of life planning, if you have the opportunity to do so, when you're well, to think about like what sorts of medical care you're open to or would prefer not to have towards the end of life. What do you want to do with your belongings, your pets, your home, all of those things. And it also covers things like accompaniment or like sitting vigil at the end of life. So that can also be planned for in the best case scenario in terms of who do you want to have in the room? What kind of music or sounds or scents do you want to have in the room? There's only so much we can control, but, at the end of the day, we can try and we can plan. And I think that sort of act of walking through those questions reminds us of our agency in terms of being like, well, if this is what I want the end of my life to feel like, what do I need to do to get there in terms of the way that I show up in my own life to manifest that? So I think it's really powerful work, and I came to it through my own series of losses. I feel like some of them were like a good death, where I accompanied, for example, my grandmother in the last week of her life. She was surrounded by family the whole time, had a lot of medical care. Like, it was as calm, I think, as a death can be. And then I had friends that died really suddenly, if it was like an accident or an overdose or just things that you don't plan for, right? And so I felt like that there's just such a need for, beyond tending to like the immediacy of when somebody dies, like there's so much that happens around that in terms of people needing grief support, people needing just emotional support. And I think that in like mainstream US society, I think, for example, in like Mexican culture, it's a very different relationship to death in terms of turning towards it. But I think in like general American culture, like there's a fear of death. And so those things don't get taken care of. And I think death doulas do the work of just being willing to sit with that discomfort and like walk people through those spaces.
So we walk towards it, and in America we sort of turn our back to it.
That's my that's a generalization,
Yeah.
but I think like in terms of the folks that I've worked with, there's definitely been a need that needs to be spoken to in terms of just having, sometimes it's just being a presence, like a gentle, loving presence in the room, and that does something in itself. Yeah.
Because it's I always think of it. I come from a big family, right? So if someone died, you have everybody come in and be present. But I got to see something different whenever, like say in the company my dad worked at, someone passed away, and it was a small family, 5 people, and I was like, man, there's no more people like to in this funeral, and it's just it does take I think it's also a sense of like the culture, right? As Hispanics, we're more close to our families and whatnot. Even when my grandma died, there was a Zoom, and there was like almost 100 people in my grandma's house.
That's amazing.
So and then just seeing that, like how that for a lot of people it's it's a life change, right? But it's also how do you handle it, how do you deal with it. I think in Mexico it's they're actually starting to do a little more intention on planning than in the past. Because I think now, if you buy a mortgage, I'm getting technical right now, but like if you buy a mortgage, you and in the interest you also pay an additional fee, and it's called CAT, but it's basically an insurance for death, insurance for damages, and insurance for unemployment. But like in the death, if you passed away and you have the loan, then the bank, because you're paying that that monthly fee, the bank gives you your beneficiary the rights to the property.
Okay.
So I didn't know about it until like yesterday. So interesting how things align.
Of a lot of what could be a lot of annoyance at the end of life to have to deal with that sort of
Right,
thing. So
right.
that's a massive thing to have in place.
Yeah, so that was, for me, it's like, wow, that's, and right now, like, we're thinking about it, and I was like, wow, that's an interesting thing to learn, and as we get older, we, planning, so.
Yeah. It's a blessing to be able to plan.
Yeah.
And to just know what the options are that are out there, because I feel like funeral homes, at least where I grew up, were like the most common thing in terms of planning. And my grandfather, for example, doulaed his own death, essentially. He had like a limo paid for the family to attend. He wrote his own obituary. Yeah. He had the grave plot paid for. Everything was in place.
The big package.
the major package, which is great. Yeah. And also, like, there's other options now in terms of, like, if you want to do green burials, for example, where you're not put in the earth with a coffin. It's like there's a little shrouding, and then otherwise you're with the earth, or cremations, or there's just other things that are more environmentally friendly and also more cost economic. So it's just providing people with a menu of options, and then they ultimately decide what they want to do.
I think, like, when it's death, I say we're all gonna die eventually, right? But it's allegedly. But how, I was thinking, like, how, what do you want it to be on your last day on earth? Like, after you die, like, where, do you want it to be a celebration? Do you want it to be something more, close people, just 2 people, 3 people? But knowing that, like, nowadays we can have that option, that helps, because you know that you're going to leave with a peace of mind. Of course, things are inevitable, but just having that, I think that's great, because it's not just a one package fits all.
Totally, yeah, and it should be a reflection of the life that you lived. There's no way for that to fit all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rigo?
I grew up with my mom just always like, pay the extra $5 in your car payment in case something happens and your car will be paid off. So I kind of was in that realm, but I can really see, like, how and she's taking care of, like, my grandma since she got Alzheimer's and stuff like that. She's taking care of my uncle that's like a 72-year-old but mentally he's like a 2-year-old. So like she's had to prepare for all those things, and I grew up in that environment, but you don't see it from everyone, right? And then it's just not that side. Also, like you said, the side of how to cope with it, how to deal with it, and just knowing what to do. Because a lot of people, I think a lot of Latinos too, like they know about death, but also some of them just work through it, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna focus myself on something and move on. But sometimes you still need to process it, right?
Yeah, it's so real. Especially with Alzheimer's and dementia, I feel like there's so many smaller deaths that you're grieving along the way in terms of losing the version of the person that you knew before.
Yeah, and having to interact with them, just that interaction of like very like cyclical, I guess, or like every day it's like maybe they're a different person kind of thing. So but I guess there's still some time to prepare and take advantage of the opportunity to still being with those people.
For sure.
Which is interesting.
And it's still a lot to carry, even if you have the positive outlook on it. It's like we're not meant to do this alone.
Yeah. And say, for example, if anyone was interested in hiring you, how can they reach out to you? Would they go to your socials or your email, or what would be the best way?
Yeah, socials definitely work. I also have a website just for the doula work, and it's whitehorsedeathdoula.com. And I want to make it as accessible as possible to folks. So I work on a sliding scale basis and just make sure that people have the support that they need.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it. And we'll drop the link as well.
Yeah, thank you.
No, you're welcome. Anything that you do, we'll drop it here.
Thank you.
Is that you said you've been doing that for a few years now? Like around when did that start?
So I did a training 2021, and then I was volunteering. I think that's a really important part of the process is you're learning in the training that I did, at least it was a lot of like the legal frameworks in the U.S. and some practical things too. Like if somebody has a death in their home, like how do you prepare the body for when the coroner comes, very hands-on, things like that, literally.
Wow.
And then they highly suggested that you volunteer after, so you have some sort of experience before you start going out and offering services. So I did that for about 2 years with a really wonderful family back in New York. And then I launched the doula practice about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Good money.
Yeah, I mean,
It could be.
it's weird because I feel like I've had to rework my relationship to money through this experience because it's so sacred that I almost felt strange charging for it. But it's the same thing what I was saying about DJing, of being like, this is labor and this is an offering that has meaning in the world. So deserve to be compensated.
Yeah, it's your time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think like you can only do so many free things that so long.
It's been a tough lesson.
Oh yeah. Now going into the DJ part and going into your workflow, how how do you prepare the sets? Do you prepare them based on the place you're gonna be mixing, or do you prepare them? We already have, this is my set list and I'm sticking to it. Because I'm always curious what DJs do when it comes to different scenarios.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like what I was saying about death, of being like you can plan, but then you can't control what happens at the time that it comes. But I always try to make a playlist where I sequence everything the way that I would expect to play it that night. And that's me like doing my best to anticipate what the room is going to feel like. And that's based on like who else is playing, or like who the promoter is, or the venue, or whatever. And then in the room itself, like I try to be as present as possible so I can just sort of attune to what's happening in the room and not like over pacing or under pacing. But then at the end of the day, sometimes it goes totally off the rails, and that's great too. Yeah.
What was the one saying? It's like a boxer. You can plan the fight so long, but until you get punched, that's when you're like, oh shit.
I'm gonna remember that one.
Now like more into like your daily life, going to school and then DJing. how do you prepare the mixes, or how long does it take for you to plan or have the mixing ready? Or do you say, for example, you have the set list and you just, okay, I'm gonna have this 3-4 songs at this time, and then I have room for additional songs just in case.
Yeah, I feel like I end up having to put almost twice the amount of songs that I think I will, because I'm not always playing through the whole track, or like I just need to add some more time to things. But when I'm preparing, I think I've had to become a lot more disciplined in terms of my time in general, just because there's so many things floating around in my brain. Yeah. But I try to, if it's like a show where there's a lot of room to experiment and to try some new things, maybe I'll dedicate like 2 or 3 hours to just researching new tracks and finding things on SoundCloud or Bandcamp or whatever. And then
I just started using Bandcamp. It's crazy. It's like, oh shit.
Oh my God.
Never gonna end, but it's awesome.
That's the thing. If I didn't put time, it would be like days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bandcamp has really been awesome. And ad-free.
Yeah.
Yeah, which SoundCloud used to be, but
have you used it? It's like
Bandcamp,
you can just search like genres, and then you'll just get like a bunch of like albums, and you can just click through and just listen to new music, or buy it.
So
get the tracks.
I think yes, because a couple of my friends that are artists, they have their music in Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And that's where they're like, hey, no, don't go to Spotify. Bandcamp is where you go.
That's where they get like the money more directly. But I've been buying a lot of vinyl, so I'm just like, damn, this
That's
is like
the opposite
where
of Bandcamp.
No, but on Bandcamp.
Oh, on
so like
Bandcamp.
I'll be like, oh, I like this. I found this. I like it, and it's like, oh, they have it on vinyl. Shit.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's like 30 more bucks.
It's dangerous.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
30
it's super dangerous.
How much have you spent on vinyls like recently?
I went to Mexico City at the end of the year, so and I was in Roma, so everything's like expensive, and they're all new vinyl too. So a lot of cumbias that I was buying. So I was like, shit. And then I got back and I was just like listening to more. So ended up in Bandcamp for a while.
So the question was, how much did you spend?
I don't know. More than $400 probably. But I collect them, so it's like, it's hard.
It's a good investment. I feel like it's, the best audio quality. You'll have it for life.
Yeah.
With vinyls?
We'll see.
Actually, yeah. My grandma, I don't know if this I have it or not. Well, she passed away, but they had a collection of vinyls, and a lot of them were like from the 60s.
Wow.
And I was like, whenever I listened to them, it was like in 2000, and it was still top notch.
Wow.
And I like the little scratching, like, ding, 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 and then it started playing. You're like, holy shit, this is like an experience I'm having right now with music.
Oh, yeah. There's no comparison.
All right.
No comparison.
Yeah. Because you can listen to a song on Spotify, but but when you listen to a vinyl, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and I got a little bit hooked on like vinyl DJ sets, and I'm just like, this is it's like playing your collection. So it's just kind of like, I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
So you're going to be a DJ from now on?
No, I need
DJ
money.
Rigo. You need money?
I need DJ money.
Yeah.
Become a DJ to feel your
Well,
record
you need
investments.
turntables, you need, but someday maybe.
Someday.
Yeah.
We can see you on Peligrosa. I mean, you got connections already.
I don't know.
You have everything in your favor to do it.
I think you should do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was gonna ask, what's your favorite genre of music that you like to mix, or is it like several, or just only like this 3, 4?
I'm very like genre open, so I feel like in a set I'll be all over the place. But something that I've been really loving is finding like kind of hard drum or like percussion heavy tracks that you can do really cool, like looping with other tracks, acapellas or vocals. I like the flexibility. Like, I mean, I love DJing like hip hop or reggaeton, where it's a more condensed format and there's like, hook chorus. You kind of know how to go straight in. Mm-hmm. But I really love when there's like a spaciousness to a club track where you can experiment and be playing with effects and breaks and everything. So my head's been at that a little bit in the clouds in a good way, I think. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to play with.
What are some what's the word? Like, what are some analogies or Like, let's say, what's the language for DJs when it comes to mixing? Let's say, for example, in music and guitar, you have a capo, and then you have a step up, step down. For DJs, what are the words that you guys use when you mix her?
Oh. I'm thinking of this stupid quote from The Office where he's like, "Oh, how the turntables turn." But that's just that's where my brain goes. I'm trying to think of. I mean, we talk a lot about the BPM, like the tempo of the song. Yeah. If you run the wheel super fast, like you're creating a scratching sound, you're like doing a spin back kind of sound, which can be cool. If you're not doing like a super perfect mix, it sounds cool because you're layering the scratching over it. It also depends what you use, because a lot of us play on CDJs now instead of vinyl. So I feel like there's probably a whole other set of words for the vinyl world. Maybe you would know better.
No, I'm still learning. Yeah. Right now they're just like different scratches and techniques. I mean, but yeah.
Imagine you're a vinyl, DJ. How much can you charge?
Me, nothing.
You already got. I just need the turntables. You already got the vinyls.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's so many places that are opening. I don't know about Austin specifically, but just trendiness worldwide in terms of like listening bar.
Yeah, listening bars are
so
crazy.
That's your lane, man.
Yeah.
There you go. At Caritas El Güero. I can see you there. So another question that I have here is, as an artist, and I think you already sort of answered that question. But also, what would be your mission and vision, and what is something that you want people to know about Rio, just as an artist, but also just as doing that Doula? What is something that you're like, oh man, I want people to know about me?
I feel like the through line for everything I do is that we need each other. We really need each other. Like, I feel like it's easy to kind of get in your own world more and more now that we're increasingly in a digital world and in our own separate living spaces, less communal living spaces, less intergenerational living spaces. And so I feel like music cuts through all of that and is like a reminder of how powerful it can be when we come together. And that doesn't mean that we're flattening differences or ignoring differences. It's like celebrating them and amplifying people's worlds. There's such a huge amount of vibrancy, I think, in doing that.
Nice. Amplifying people's world. That's going to be the slogan of this episode.
That and the turntables have turned. The turntables.
Yeah, there we go. Those two. We got a reel. 30 seconds. Perfect. Accomplished. What advantages have you experienced in the music industry, and how did you overcome them? You can probably just say like one specific one, or you can say multiple ones, whichever you feel. Like
a challenge that I experienced? I definitely feel like when I started 2010, and so I definitely have memories of showing up to certain clubs that will remain unnamed. But like the people at the door wouldn't believe that I was there to DJ and like wouldn't let me in. So just kind of like not understanding that gender representation was shifting in nightlife. And I'm very glad to say that's like a memory of the past. I don't think that's happened in a super long time. I also think that there's a lot more accountability in terms of like now there's online spaces. If something happens, people are going to know about that. So I think people are a little bit more careful about those things now. That jumps out to me. So
it has changed for the good now.
I don't want to paint like an idealistic picture. I think there's still more to be done, especially on like the big festival level, like the Lollapaloozas. Like those festivals have a ton of work to do in terms of gender equity. But I think definitely in terms of like underground club spaces or smaller venues, it's definitely shifted for the better.
That's good. I think that's very good, because when I first started going out, the scene to now is completely different. I think now guys, we're more aware of, not being assholes because we don't want to be in a video. And also you just have to be not be an asshole in general. So, and back in the days, there was like this, especially in Houston, there was just like this macho mentality, like coming out strong and, oh man, I'm popping bottles. And so, but now I've seen a little more tamer. Like, I mean, it's every now and then, it depends too where you go. Like if you see 36, it's that one has no cure. But but let's say East Austin, for example, you can walk in and for the most part I feel like people feel pretty safe. But there's still a lot of work to be done. But I feel like you can go out and have fun. You don't have to worry about someone doing something crazy or damaging.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that you're noticing that, because I feel like there's no such thing as like a safe space, but there's safer spaces when we're talking about these things and like having the conversations to put those things in place.
And it's work that you got to keep doing. Like it's just has to keep happening.
Yeah.
If not, you see how the world is right now. We're backtracking because few people wanted to backtrack. So you just got to keep at it. It's a tough fight, but it's worth it.
Yeah. And I think all starts with you. All starts with, if you want change or you want something to be done, you got to be the first one to take that step. You can't just wait to be a good person because I'm waiting for Rigo to be a good person. Like, no, I'm going to be a good person just because I need to be. And I think when you go out as a guy, I feel like that is a constant reminder of yourself. That's just my two thoughts. Because then you can help people feel safer, especially because as men, we still somehow there's power to being a man in places. So knowing that you can advocate for people, that kind of helps. But yeah, I'm glad that the underground part is taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to y'all for doing that work too, because I feel like you're saying, like it's heard differently when it comes from another man. So if you're willing to have those conversations and be uncomfortable in that way, then that's the work. That's it.
Oh yeah, I don't mind being uncomfortable.
We gotta thank Richie's wife.
But when you're gotten featured in so many platforms, Complex, Rolling Stone, New York Times, Tidal. How do you feel about all of the features you've had, and also doing Boiler Room? What goes through your mind when you're seeing all those accolades and accomplishments? Do you feel like, oh man, I want more, or you're like, you know what, I'm good?
I mean, I'm just grateful to be here still. It's been a long journey. Like it's been about 15 years, and I think every blessing has been something that I really try to sit with and just appreciate it in the moment for what it is, and also to continue to just nurture the relationships that come along the way, and to think of this not as a business. Like I think there's a difference between having skills to negotiate business or to have an awareness of what's going on versus treating it like a business and having it be something transactional. Because I think that, to come back to that community mindedness, it's just, this is bigger than that. So I think as long as you are good to people and do your best and continue to show up with respect and like reverence for what other folks are doing, then there's a reciprocity that always comes back to you.
That's good. Yeah. That's a pretty good answer. I do have one more answer. This is more like a fun one or like a dumb one.
That one was fun too.
That was fun too?
It was fun.
Well, it was like, no. That's why I changed it to more like a dumb one. So let's say you're working a night at whichever Hotel Vegas Coconut Club, and someone tells you, "Hey, can you put this on?" What's your reaction?
Pull up my Venmo scan code. That's in my most like playful mood, but most of the time it's like just trust the DJ.
Yeah.
There's some clubs that do that where they'll actually have a sign that's like no request or trust the DJ or whatever. And I try to be patient, but sometimes I'm like, damn, like imagine me walking into your job and like sticking a phone in your face and asking you to do something differently that you have no training for. So
yeah, no, we know we can't do it anymore. We don't usually
I told
do
them
it.
not to do it.
No, we don't do it.
I mean, if you're a homie, if I know you, it's totally fine. I troll my friends all the time with that.
but you still have to pay the Venmo.
Yeah, I know, right?
Discounted.
Yeah.
Just for saying hi. And
The
let's
dinner.
say, the dinner? What's the starting rate? Let's say, you know what? Maybe I'll put a song. Let's say, you know, okay, a good $100. Like, okay, I'll add gasolina to whatever.
All night. You
All night.
gasolina 5 times.
Whenever you're working, what's your favorite drink?
My
to
favorite
have?
drink?
Yeah.
If I'm drinking alcohol, I like a tequila and mezcal with like soda water, something super simple like that. And then there's all these like new non-alcoholic drinks that are really good too that I've been trying out. So sometimes it's like a kombucha or something like that, but it's a toss-up every night what it's gonna be.
Yeah. Because I have a tendency of every time I know a DJ that's playing, I usually try to bring him a beer if I can get around. Because sometimes it's too packed.
No.
And by the time I get there, the beer's already almost hot. So I'm like, yeah, I was gonna drink it, and I'll
drank
get
half
you
of
later.
it.
Yeah.
Sacrificial beer.
I know. I just wanted to, QA, QC, make sure it was good by the time we get to you. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite drink for when you're out?
I usually just have beer, cheaper, but I like to drink mezcal and a beer.
Oh yeah,
Just sipping.
power combo.
Yeah. That's the drink.
I think for me,
Cheese.
it depends. Depends where.
The mixed drink. He used to make his mixed drinks. Today we got water.
Hey, I mean,
Cocktails, sorry.
I can pull out the bucanas and Coke if you want to.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing dry January.
Apparently you are.
Would you like a shot?
I can't say no. I'm a guest, right? I have to.
All right. We actually
No, we respect.
we respect. But if you want a shot, we can pull out the tequila right now.
The sponsor tequila.
The sponsored tequila.
Sponsor didn't come today.
Actually, have you ever had Modelo Noche? Do you drink beer?
Yeah, I like beer.
Have you ever had the Modelo Nochebuena?
No.
I'll tell you what. Let's
It's
take
a
a break,
Christmas beer.
Ah.
and you're gonna have a Modelo Nochebuena tonight.
Okay, that's a plan.
We'll be right back and lead you with what song? From Tierras or Adriana Activo.
I don't know.
Let's do Tu Mal, Adriana Activo, and we'll be right back.
Sigo perdido por tu adiós sin pensar bien a dónde voy. Me preguntaron por ti, no supe yo qué decir. Bailo solo y no encuentro el ritmo en ninguna canción. Tengo la solución, a ver si así. Ahogado en el alcohol, brindando por su adiós, pastilla y cicatriza en la herida que dejó. Tomar de sol a sol, fumar para ocultar el olor del dolor de este falso amor que me hace mal, 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 tú, mal, 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 tú. Y es tu mal, Adrián Activo. So. Voy buscando el olvido en bares y en copas de licor, borrando recuerdos, lindos momentos, porque ya se terminó. No encuentro el camino y sigo vivo, pero no encuentro la razón. Tengo la solución, a ver si así. Ahogado en el alcohol, brindando por su adiós, pastilla y cicatriz a la herida que dejó. Tomar de sol a sol, fumar para ocultar el olor del dolor de este falso amor que me hace mal, 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 tú, mal, 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 tú.
All right, so we are back, and this is the last Modelo Nochebuena, and it's gonna have your name Rio on it. So
Rigo?
Rio.
Oh,
It's just missing one letter.
It's missing one.
yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
So
I'm so
cheers.
impressed that you just opened that with your ring.
That's the reason why I got
Thank
married, so I
you.
can open beers with my ring. I was playing. I got married because I love my wife. So everybody, cheers, cheers,
Thank you very much
salud.
for having me.
Yeah.
Cheers, you.
And let me know what you think.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how to differentiate it like from the regular Modelo, but it feels like it's a little bit darker beer, a little bit more spice or whatever the
Yeah,
flavor town is that's going on.
It's still we're so you know in like in Mexico they call it Guadalupe Reyes, which is the partying starts from December 12th all the way to January 6th.
Okay.
But I decided to do January 7th just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been it's been pretty fun. It was a pretty fun
But it's
Guadalupe
like,
Reyes.
you know what it is?
So the 6 is the Three Kings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like at least having a drink every day.
Every day.
That
Oh.
day. So all the holidays basically.
Like a delinquent
But
advent calendar.
yeah.
Delinquent admin. That's a pretty cool word. I'm gonna use it.
What is the... Wait, you said it starts December 12th?
It's you know La Virgen de Guadalupe,
Unofficial holiday.
her birthday.
Okay.
So
Yeah, party for her birthday.
for her birthday. So
Shout out to her for that
hey,
beautiful holiday.
La Virgencita. So I wanted to ask you the let's say how do you know like how's the music scene or just like overall the scene has been, and what was the difference you noticed between Austin and Houston, and how did you embrace the change now that you're in Austin? I mean, not Austin and Houston, Austin and like the Northeast.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the clubs close at 2 a.m. here, which I love. And I was living in New York before the clubs closed at 4 a.m. or later, so my sleep cycle has improved. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Now you get 4 instead of 3.
Yeah, exactly. And before I lived in New York, I was in Boston. That's where I started DJing.
Mm-hmm.
And something I really liked about starting in that city was that there wasn't like a huge music industry. So people of all different scenes would support each other. So I'd go to like house parties, I'd go to hip hop parties, I'd go to reggaeton parties, whatever. And so there was like a lot of folks just getting to know each other through differences, which like just being curious about each other. And so I noticed that sort of happening here also, of not being like a super, super massive, like 5 boroughs in New York City, but there's such a strong and amazing scene here. And yeah, it's such a joy to get to check things out and just be curious and in that learning space again. I feel like in New York, it's an amazing, amazing industry in the city. And there's definitely pockets of communities. I feel like I found my family, like my chosen family, through those spaces. So I have so much love for that as well. And I've been going back and forth to play about once a month. So it feels like it's like the best of both worlds scenario right now. Yeah, I'm very thankful.
Do you already have like an Austin bestie, or are you still working on that?
I mean, I have to shout out Peligrosa. They welcomed me with super open arms, and I'm thankful to have met them like so early on in the DJing journey, because I feel like there's just a ton of integrity and kindness and good work that they do. So that's been an absolute highlight of being here.
Yeah, I'm glad. We were at the 18th anniversary of Peligrosa. Was it before the holidays? Well, before December, right? Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And DJ Lamoon, she sold handmade mojitos. No mojitos, coquitos. And those were the bomb. Strong.
And delicious.
The cool thing about it is we had an event at Hop Squad before. We're going to Coconut. So for sure I got there lit. And then DJ was like, "You want a shot?" I'm like, "Sure." And I can't remember whose mother, but there were some Puerto Rican tamales. And that was so good.
You know, Homeda actually was Pagame.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was making those the days leading up to the party. So, I mean, I think that's just part of what I love so much is each person brings their own magic to the table. And then you have these moments like this that are super memorable.
It was a fun night, too. It was like, because you get to catch up with a lot of people. Because usually when we go is during the season and, but this was like Austin FC season. But this is off season. People are more just having fun, looking
more
forward
laid
to
back,
more laid back. Yeah, not.
Or usually, if we try to go out after a game, it's like you're either like super hyped or like super tired.
Because they lost.
Usually super tired.
Yeah,
but you're still out there trying to party.
Yeah,
this year will be different.
This year will be different.
I don't know. Let's not talk about that.
Hopefully,
we're in the off season.
Crossing fingers. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So did you already had a coquito before DJ Lamoon made it, or was it your first time?
Oh, man. So that was my first time with Lamoon's recipe.
Okay.
But I'd had it before, definitely because there's so many, like, loved ones in New York that are from the Puerto Rican community. Like, I feel like, New York is such a essential part of the diaspora for that. So I've gotten really spoiled with coquito, and it gets me every time. It's like a dessert. It's so delicious.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not a fan of coconut drinks, but that one right there just hits the spot.
Yeah, it's balanced. It's got all the right things.
Oh yeah. So the other question I had is like, say now that you're in Austin, which not that every venue, there's right or wrong or bad or good ones, but which ones are your favorite to perform in?
Well, I feel like I've pretty much mostly performed at Coconut Club at this point.
Okay.
So I'll have to say that. And also they've been really amazing to work with. I love that it's different rooms. You can sit if you want to sit. It's outdoor, indoor, and like the sound is fabulous there too. Mm-hmm. Oh, also Volstead I've played a couple of times and really liked that. I played Primos on El Patio last weekend, like a Sunday afternoon party with throwbacks and everything and free tacos. So kind of all I could ask for in life. It's the best.
With J Vintage, I think. Vintage J. I can't remember his name. But
this week it was You Love Eyes.
Okay.
I hope I'm pronouncing
it.
That's
you're right.
The Instagram name at least. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And which venue do you feel like I want to perform at this venue eventually?
You know what would be cool? Like a full circle thing where the Rolling Stone thing was. Was that Moody
ACL Live.
ACL Live. That place was amazing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was like crazy sound rig. The backstage was each artist had like their own little like cabana set up. Nice. It was really nice. Hospitality was great. That's always a big part of the experience too. So I would love to go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sort of snacks did they have that you enjoyed in that place?
What kind of snacks?
Yeah. I know there's snacks usually in the green rooms.
Yeah. Well, for that scale of show, I do put my hospitality rider.
Okay.
And my favorite part of the rider is I ask for cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese and crackers. Okay. I feel like it gives me energy before I play and some fruit. So they came all the way through. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's in your writer, Rio, whenever you go talk about Otra, por favor?
I don't know, dude.
What would be your
Everybody's
writer?
always trying to get me something because I'm vegan, and I'm just like, dude, just shut up, leave me alone. No, if I want something, I'll ask you. Like, it's like they're trying to overdo it. I'm like, no, let's just chill. Let's hang out.
Yeah,
I'm not picky.
you're not picky. Indeed, you're not.
I'm not picky, but I am, because I'm vegan.
Yeah.
It's it's the catering part, like when they're trying to like get you something, and I'm just like, no, dude, I just want to hang. Don't worry too much about it.
I tell people he's easy to please.
Yeah.
Keep it vegan and it's all good.
Oh, that's
Very
fine. Fries,
Fries.
like fries.
There you
Yeah,
go.
fries are
Falafel.
Yeah, falafel wrap.
There you go. Tazo. Huh?
Yeah.
Mediterranean. For me, I think it would just be Modelos and a bottle of Cara Buena.
I mean, that sounds super doable.
That's
A whole
that's
bottle.
a whole bottle, which I'm gonna share with people because I like sharing the bottle. I like keeping it to myself. And you know what? It's here to drink.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go around with people. Like, hey, you want a shot? Do you want a shot?
Just bless people the whole night.
Oh yeah. So now that you're here, what are the fun things you like to do in Austin?
So I think a big part of why I wanted to move here was definitely the music, definitely school. And then I think equally was important was just having more access to nature and to being outside. So I live pretty close to McKinney Falls State Park, and I take my little chihuahua there as much as possible, and we go see the plants and the animals and all the good stuff there. Definitely want to go more record shopping. We were talking about that in the little break that we had. So I have a fresh list of places to hit up. And I love food, so oh my God, the food's been incredible here. Yeah, I tried last weekend. It was KG BBQ, Egyptian barbecue. It was fire.
Shout out to my friend La Guida. They're amazing. Like
They do that place?
yeah, her husband is the pitmaster.
Oh,
One of the
wow.
pitmasters, so
It was so good.
yeah,
Like 11 out of 10.
so it was pretty cool because I think in ACL I was for sure pretty hungover. That was on a Sunday. And that's after we walked from Soho to ACL to get in my car.
That was fun.
That was fun. And
walked all day in ACL too.
and walked all day in ACL. So, but it was like we couldn't even feel our legs. We were just walking.
We're just drunk.
Yeah, too.
Powered by.
Yeah. Drunk and tired. But
Drunk and tired, but kept walking. And it was so I get there, and because they had a stand at ACL, and I get to KBB barbecue, and I'm about to pay, and my friend's just like, no, like okay, cool. So that was a pretty cool like experience to first time try it free. So
That's so nice.
that's the best one.
That's so nice. Did you have a favorite dish from them?
I only tried the plate, but I haven't tried the actual like barbecue from there. But I do want to try it. That's my goal for this year to get barbecue from there and like bring it to the office because we do Thursday lunch. So
what was the plate?
it was a mix of rice, like nuts, meat, veggies, and a sauce that they put on top. It was clutch.
That's it.
It was just I think what I needed in life at that moment.
A rice bowl.
A rice bowl. Yeah.
Brought you back to life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So what are the places besides KBB barbecue do you like?
Oh my goodness, where else? Well, I've been really into just like going to have a coffee in the morning and like a nice pastry. And something new to me still is that there's like the sort of indoor-outdoor spaces. So I go a lot to like Radio East. I like the setup there. There's Cosmic Pickle, something like that, in South Austin. And I'm still adding to my list. I feel like when I was in school, I was so like kind of head down in work that now I'm getting to start to explore new places. So it's very exciting.
If you like tacos, I could recommend Tacos at Charlie like at 1 a.m.
Okay.
That's when
Only at 1 in the
that's
morning.
on point. That's on point.
You gotta drive north though.
Yeah.
For
It'll be all
tacos,
right.
And have
for
cash.
sure.
Do they still cash only, right?
No, they take Apple Pay now.
They take Apple.
So, yeah. It's good. It's worth it. It will be worth the drive.
Yeah. We'll drive for tacos.
Oh yeah, for
Paprika.
Paprika, yeah, there we go. Paprika is also good. It's a little more
During the day.
During the day, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
part of town is that in?
It's not past 183, but still North Lamar-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Think
A
of
little
it
north of UT.
Okay.
north of Lamar before 183,
Okay.
in front of Yellow Rose.
Okay.
Yellow Rose is a strip club, so no hard
The
not to
North
miss.
Star.
Can't miss it.
Yeah, so you see Yellow Rose, Paprika's right across.
if they,
And I can say the joke because my wife, she knows I would say them, so she won't be like, "What did you say?" So it's all right.
Like Yellow Rose, that sounds like it'd be a restaurant or a strip club.
It could
or
actually be a
something in
restaurant.
between.
You can get steak in there. It won't be the best steak, but you can get steak.
You can get a steak.
You can get a steak. Yeah, there we go. Before we close, I going back to like you. I want to ask, like, mental health wise, like, so here we love to have fun. We love to talk about your story, but also we like to touch on mental health. I think it's important, especially at the beginning of the year. That's when we're, bringing in this, like, what am I going to do next year? But for you, what do you do to take care of your mental health and to remain sane? Because, you're going to school, but you're also, working. How do you balance life and work?
I remain sane-ish.
Sane-ish.
Well, this is something that I've started this new year that I really hope to keep up with, but I've been trying to wake up a little bit earlier and just I like to write my dreams, whatever I experienced the night before, and then just do like a little bit of journaling, maybe a page or two, and say what I'm grateful for and just start on that note, because I feel like that really sets the tone for the rest of the day. And I feel like that's been especially important given how the first week of 2026 has been already. There's just a lot of distraction and noise, and it's important to me to stay in my own energy as much as possible so that I can show up for myself and for others. And then movement is just really important, like even just going for a walk and having some sort of physical activity most days. I don't get to it every day, but most days. Yeah, because there's like the mental component of taking care of yourself, and then I think there's things that we just process through the body that we can't think through necessarily. So having a practice of connecting with the earth and connecting with the natural elements has been super, super supportive. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Connecting with the earth. I need to do more of that. Like, I do go out on walks, but
you go camping every year?
by force. It's more like a commitment type of thing. Like, okay, fine. However, there's a lot of benefit that comes to that. I get to go out the rest of the year and do what I want, in quotations, if I go camping twice a year. that was in the contract when I got married with my wife.
The camping contract.
Yeah. So I've gotten to
You're not making it sound like it's super difficult. It just sounds.
I make it difficult.
On this side, it sounds funny.
How can I say?
You make it difficult on yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure. I try not to be difficult in life, but there's just one thing: it's just camping and we bump heads.
Is that it for you?
Yeah. I don't like smelling like burnt wood. I think that, and then because I grew up poor. So for me, like, why am I gonna go live poor when I'm on vacation? So.
I hear you.
What about you, Rigo? How you doing today?
Me? Trying to keep up with the news stuff. It's like I want to be informed, but then I want to, chill.
Yeah, there we go.
But it's hard. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna listen to my records now.
Nice.
Mental health care.
Yeah. Music.
Hell yeah. I do have one question, and actually, this is a question that I want to add to the ending of the episode. Is so you're 21 years old, but what would you tell the 10-year-old version of yourself, and what advice would you give yourself at 10 years old?
Oh, that's a really nice question. Well, being at the ripe age of 21 now, what would I tell her? Trust yourself. You know everything that you need to know. You have all the answers. go towards what's exciting and meaningful for you, and everything will fall into place.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that answer. Well, Rio, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been an honor, and also, like I said earlier, a bucket list. I think I've been a fan of your work, and I do say when I say it, I mean it. I try to play your boiler room at least once a week.
No shit.
When I'm working.
That's amazing.
So
You get a bunch of views.
yeah. So what I do is I unlike and I re-like the video. But yeah, it's great having you here, and I hope we can do it again. And talk more about music, talk more about sounds, because I the reason why it also intrigued me because there's a band like right behind you. There's a Jonathan Horstman. He's the lead singer of Urban Heat, and he was able to recover, go through treatment, and it was basically through sounds. So I'm like, there's a lot of power through sounds and the energy that brings to it. So I would love to one day talk more about that. And how can that help people? And how can I feel like the more goodness that we bring to take care of things, the more people can have resources to, have a better wellness. So I think that's sort of my goal for this year.
Absolutely. That'll be part 2 then. We'll get into it even more.
Let's do it. Anything you want to dismiss with, Rigo?
No, it was a great talk. It seems like there's a lot of purpose behind what you do, and we love kind of having those conversations where you can feel that the people talking have a purpose behind what they do. Because we're like me, like what I was mentioning, like in the supporters sections and all that stuff. It's like there's people drinking, there's people, enjoying, and just it's crazy. But we like to put purpose behind all those things. So it's awesome to see when creatives come here and show that side of the work they're doing.
Absolutely.
Hell
Thanks for
yeah.
making a space to talk about it, and for being so inviting and warm. It's been really great to work with you guys.
Oh, thank you. Next time we'll have tequila shots. It'll be warmer.
Now we know. Now we know.
And how can people
but
follow?
she's not gonna let you request a song anyway.
Oh, no, I won't. I won't request it. I won't.
Even if you listen to her boiler room.
All right. But here, look. How can people reach out to you, and how can they book you?
Yeah, Instagram for sure, I think, is the easiest way. I'm on Instagram as Riobamba with 3 A's at the end. And then I also have a website that's riobamba-dj.net on the World Wide Web.
There we go. Not in the dark web, in the World Wide Web. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good remaining of the year and have fun. And I can always say, se cuidan, se portan bien y arriba la América.